It's Monday, December 2nd. My name is Rich, and this is your 5-Minute Fix. Welcome to the 5-Minute Fix, where we take stories about pretty much anything from pretty much anywhere and try to give it to you in 5 minutes or less today. Okay, I kind of want to do something a little different today. Well, not necessarily different, but, obviously I try to keep these videos to 5 minutes or less, but sometimes stories are just so thrilling, enthralling, I can't help but indulge in it all. Well, before I continue, first of all, shout out to all the new and existing followers, subscribers. I appreciate it. Keep watching the videos because they only gonna get better. So welcome. Okay, if you can't tell, I am a fan of hockey. My son plays hockey. I love the Edmonton Oilers. I got a flag in the back of my room here, and I follow along with a lot of the stuff that goes on outside of hockey, podcast, stuff like that. I'd probably say one of the top podcasters in the hockey game right now, Paul Biz Nasty Bissonnette. He was attacked about a week ago or so at a restaurant. He was eating at one of his favorite restaurants in Scottsdale, Arizona, when he saw some patrons assaulting the staff. He stepped in. Shit got crazy. Now, it's not only just the fact that he was attacked by these guys, but also there's more that has come out about these individuals that were involved in this attack at the restaurant. So this is going to be a little bit longer of a video, okay? First, we're going to start with Biz explaining what happened.
I guess I'll just start from the beginning. So I go to this place called Houston's, one of the best ran chains known to man. Very military-like. The staff is incredible. Last night after that outline call, I go over there around like 8:30. I've gotten to know the staff pretty well, and because it was so busy, actually, the manager who I talk to sometimes, they were both in there. So they're all running court, trying to organize everything, get everybody what they need. And so I'm putting in an order for a salad, and all of a sudden you could just hear a commotion at the bar area. And the girl that was taking my order, like her jaw kind of dropped, and I look over and there's this gentleman in a red golf shirt along with about 9 other guys. He's being asked to leave by the smaller assistant manager. And this guy is just screaming in his face, creating a ruckus. The whole restaurant now is looking over there like, what is happening? Luckily, that guy ended up walking out of the restaurant after screaming in the assistant manager's face. And then he starts making his way back over to where the other 9 guys were, where the main manager was trying to calm these guys down and explain, hey, listen, like if you don't have a seat in this area, you can't drink. That's just kind of the rule. Like, that's
pretty standard at any restaurant, I think. I don't think I've been to any restaurant that'll let you just walk around unless it's like a club restaurant type thing. You can't just go to a regular restaurant, walk around with a drink like you ready to hit the dance floor or something,
Like, so this gentleman with a lime green golf shirt, who's kind of being the antagonist, starts putting his finger in the manager's face and backing him up onto the back side of the bar. I'm kind of starting to look around, and like nobody's really getting up and doing anything, and they want to get a drink. They want it now. They ain't leaving without a fight. After about watching this for probably about 15 seconds of him getting in his face, and now the manager trying to remove this guy's arm from his face, I get up and I go over. And I walk over, I grab the guy's arm. I said, listen, buddy, if you keep harassing and assaulting the staff here, I said, we're going to go outside and we're going to have some problems.
Good Samaritan Biz. I think not enough people, obviously, with this situation, he had to grab him, but I think more people should step in situations like this.
The minute that left my mouth, the guy beside him starts throwing punches. And then next thing you know, there was about 4 guys swinging at me. Damn. So we're in the middle of the bar area, and I am just throwing, and I'm eating punches. I'm getting pushed against the bar. My shirt gets ripped off. As I'm kind of getting pushed out towards where the main door is, we're still swinging. There's like a statue towards the right side as you go to the bathroom. And luckily I was able to kind of duck underneath that and make my way out the door. Well, we're all of a sudden now in the parking lot, and they keep coming. And we end up in kind of where the first rock area is, where there's gravel. And they get me down. They're throwing punches. I'm able to get back up. I lose my shoe. I'm taking some and I'm giving some. And I would say about the entire time, there was about 5 to 7 of them. As I continue to back up and maybe involved with one of them, I now see the gentleman who originally struck me. He's a bald guy. He's now assaulting the assistant manager again. He throws him up against a car. And I'm saying, what are you doing? I'm like, these people are good people. Like, what the fuck are you doing? They were seeing red, and there was no stopping them. And I just kept fighting away. Now, we kind of rounded the corner where the CVS is, and that bald gentleman who originally threw the first punch now starts making a beeline and sprints past all the guys coming at me. And I catch him with a nice right and buckle him. I was very, 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 very happy about that. That seemed to ignite them again. I make my way around
Charged
the
up.
dumpster at the CVS, and 4 of them got me. They got me on the ground, and I ate 3 kicks, 1 in the neck, 2 in the head, was able to get up. And now at this point, I have no shoes on. I got my pants, no shirt. I finally am able to run in the CVS, and then they didn't come in the CVS. And thankfully, the cops were called right away while the thing was going on in Houston's.
Oh, that's
and
good.
by the time the altercation was done, they were able to book 5 of these guys, and they got them either, whether it was in county jail or the local jail. I think the whole ordeal probably lasted about 3.5 minutes, like give or take, 30 seconds. I just want to thank all the police officers, the ambulance and firemen who came over and helped me out, checked the vitals, and got me kind of back to normal to at least get home to sleep late in the night. Like, I'm so fired up right now. I would be willing to waive every single charge if I could go behind a fucking barn somewhere and go 1v1 every fucking guy, one after the other.
It's a wild story, and I'll just finish. Thank God you're all right.
There you go. So pretty detailed story of the events, and actually like quite badass. I would probably share that sentiment. I don't know if I could take on like 6 guys at one time, not to discredit anything that Biz went through, but I imagine they weren't probably the best fighters. I don't know. He doesn't seem too worse for wear. I'm gonna have their pictures up. A lot of these guys got tuned up by him, so I share the same sentiment as Ryan Whitney. Happy that Biz is okay and these guys were all taken into custody. But that's not where this story ends, okay? Like I said earlier, this video is going to be a little bit longer. Let's get into a little bit of the history of who these guys really are. Okay, so we have John Carroll, William Carroll, Sean Daly, Henry Mesker, Edward Jennings, and Danny Bradley. Now, obviously, these fellows are probably related to each other. The relation, I'm not 100% sure. I really don't think it matters at this point. But what does matter is this wonderful Twitter thread over here by Shay Steve at WhistleblowerCA. That's his X handle. And he goes into quite a bit of information about these individuals. Now, we can call this a mix between true crime and sports, whatever it is. But let me tell you, I've only read through a little bit of this thread, and oh my goodness. Let's start it off, okay? Thread to catch everyone up on the Scottsdale 6 who assaulted Paul Bissonnette at BizNasty 2.0. last week, shared at 12:52 p.m. yesterday, December 1st. It goes as follows. Biz was assaulted after stepping in when they started harassing staff at Houston's restaurant in Scottsdale, Arizona. What I found after is wild. So that's the story that Biz was talking about, him being assaulted by these 6 gentlemen here on the screen. When I started digging into these guys, my interest was piqued by the huge number of paving and construction businesses tied to them. These businessmen have piles of complaints about scams and shady work. After the assault, their X accounts popped up online. Instead of denying it, they were bragging about the assault, like they were proud of it. They shut down those accounts. I'm assuming he means X shut down those accounts. But now they're still creeping on burners. It's clear they're trying to do damage control and stop the heat. Obviously, because like Biz said, these guys were taken into custody, and this thread, as it continues, is going to have more information about the shady dealings, the alleged scams that these guys are up to. Digging into their businesses, I noticed they really don't care about bad reviews or being called out. Why? Because a lot of their listed business addresses are fake. They use addresses of people not even involved in their scams. Their whole MO is traveling town to town, hitting people and suppliers with sketchy contracts and scams at the door. And it's not small time. These guys were flaunting Pebble Beach trips, the Super Bowl, and Italian vacations before they went dark. They're part of a larger community or cult called Irish Travelers, known for scams and shady dealings. The Travelers are pros at walking the line between criminal and civil liability. They know just how to avoid real consequences. By the time the cops or courts are onto them, they're already in a new town, setting up the next scam. Scottsdale PD is still investigating if their assault on Biz connects to this attack earlier that day at a golf club in Phoenix. Now, obviously, this is YouTube. I am not going to show you that actual footage, but I will have a link down below to this thread, not only this thread, but that video as well. How about that? You can check it out yourself. If you want to hit their wallets, don't share their businesses or fake addresses. Just make their scams known. The more people know about how these guys operate, the harder it'll be for them to keep scamming others. The investigation into the Scottsdale 6 uncovered a deep underworld of scams and crime the Travelers don't want exposed. but it seems to be just the beginning. So guys, this was a little bit longer of a video, like I said, but I thought it would be pretty interesting just to see exactly what these guys were up to, the ones that were involved in this attack at a restaurant in Scottsdale, Arizona. I want to know, have you guys heard about this? Do you guys know of the Irish travelers making their way across the United States of America, living their life as it seems as transient scammers? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. My name is Rich, and this has been your 5-Minute Fix.